reaction to having so many guys having to enter COVID protocols?
Yeah, it's unfortunate for sure. First we concern ourselves with their health and safety. Fortunately for us, they're predominantly asymptomatic, but there will be a period of time required for them to test negative and have our full group together again.
What's the plan for the rotation? I'm sure all hands are on deck, but given the situation that you're in, how will you handle tonight?
Do you have any ideas? I'm open to ideas. It's a tricky situation trying to, navigate a season, navigate a night within a week within a season, trying to protect these guys as much as possible. But, there will be opportunities for some guys, and we'll just do the best we can.
Brian Lewis.
Hey, Steve. This is twofold. How concerned are you, I guess, since your guys are testing now? Obviously, we're testing every day. How concerned are you that this could spread within the team even further than it has, and you could end up, with more guys and even losing games?
But we're not naive. Sorry, go ahead, Brian.
And I guess how many guys? I was led to believe that there were also staff, and staff could include coaches and front office, et cetera. How many staff are also in protocols because of this?
Yeah, first of all, we're not naive enough to not have concerns about more people contracting the virus. But, that's out of our hands. We just have to see what the test results are. There are a couple coaches and a couple staff, as well. But overall, we can't do a lot right now except wait for results to come in and control what's in our hands. So we're in a sense, playing the waiting game and going to be ready to audible depending on what happens.
Christian Winfield.
Hey, Coach, how do you prepare for a game when you just randomly have so many guys? It seems like just 2 days ago you had 6 more or 5 more healthy bodies. How do you make that switch so fast and now get ready to play without so many guys?
Yeah, you just do the best you can. It's not there's no magic formula for that. You just try to, like I said, audible and be flexible and go with the information as it comes, not just with the testing and the approach to the game, but also during the game. We're going to have to be, aware and alive and making sure we find the balance between trying to be as competitive as possible, but also protecting the group.
Tim Bontemps.
Steve, with that in mind, what's the status for Kevin tonight in terms of whether he'll be able to go?
He's going to be reassessed shortly here, so we're hopeful that he can play, but he has to be reassessed when he gets in this evening. Or he's in, but he hasn't had his assessment yet.
Oren Weisfeld.
Hey, Coach. Question on a little bit of a different topic, but just you're playing Toronto tonight. Canada, basketball in this country has obviously come a really long way since when you were growing up. I'm just wondering if you could speak to where the game has where is it in its evolution from, obviously it's grown a lot from when you were young, but what does it still have to do as well in order to be one of the top countries in the world?
Well, it's hard to predict the future, but if the recent history is predictive, I think the growth is potentially going to continue and improve. Clearly we're going through an incredible period, seeing so many Canadians play at a high level, whether it's the incredible numbers of NBA players or the type of quality teams and leagues they're playing in Europe or in the NCAA. So it's pretty drastically stronger than it was when I came into the league. And I think a lot of the players are still young, so there's potential for it to continue to grow. Now, as far as national team success, that is something that, can take generations in a sense, because it's our players really get to play such little international basketball together, especially with the new windows. So it's very hard for them to kind of form those bonds, that continuity, that understanding of what it takes that, Argentina formed, or our 2000 Olympic team formed. That is the challenge now, is how do you get a core group of guys playing together? Because we haven't seen it. We haven't had all our top guys available, whether it's free agency, injuries, whatever it may be. So it takes time, and that's what makes it take more time than perhaps the players and the names on paper would warrant. But overall, it's just been incredible to watch the growth of the game, the excitement, the Raptors being world champs. You go down the line, the growth of the game has been incredible in Canada.
Dr. Grady.
Two quick ones for you, Coach. One, just what goes through your mind with, again, after all this time, there's examples internally and externally and around the globe that we're still very much in this pandemic.
Yeah, it's what is it? It's the new normal, but it's scary, because I don't know that there's an end in sight. This is kind of the world we may live in for, indefinitely. We've all been affected by this. I've lost family members. The day-to-day life, even if you haven't lost people, is changed and may not go back to what it was for, like I said, indefinitely. So, just concerned for the approach to the unknown. There's so much unknown, and approaching that becomes very difficult when it's unknown. And so I just hope that we can continue to find commonality with the approach and protect as many people as possible, and put health and safety, as high as we possibly can, without people, completely losing their mental health or productivity or whatever it may be. And that's a tough balance to find.
Last one, real quick, going back to Kevin. Did he point out a singular play from the last game or the game before, as far as the ankle is concerned?
It's a good question. I believe Performance said that he did point out a play, but maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, because I could. It's a lot of things going on right now. But I do think there was a play. But we'll see how it goes tonight.
Brian Lewis.
Hey, Steve. I'm between Kyrie's recent post and some reports that there was, quote, renewed optimism that he might return at some point this season. I'm curious if you had any recent conversations with him that led you to at least be more hopeful that we might see him on the court, or if there were any updates that you had.
I haven't, and I have no updates. I have connected with him, but totally outside of the scope of the question and just in life in general. So we connected last week, but not with any intel or insight that things are changing. So, I know he's working out, and I know he'd love to be playing, but I think the boundaries are still the same as they were before recent reports.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Steve.